Today's episode is brought to you by Nomad, voted the Flathead's best manufacturer. Nomad is a longtime supporter of the local community and sports scene, celebrating 20 years of building great careers in mission-focused custom vehicles. Nomad, a Montana-based company making a global impact. Visit nomadgcs.com for more info. That's nomadgcs.com for more information. Welcome back to another episode of the Interlake Sports Now. I'm Josh Dugan, and on this week's show, we'll be recapping some local headlines in the Legion baseball and travel softball scene, and then a little pro baseball talk as the Glacier Range Riders are coming off their franchise best winning streak, the best in franchise history. So you know we got to get to that a little bit, recap the streak a little bit, and some of the key players for the Range Riders at this point in the season as the Pioneer League has moved past the halfway point. So we're in the second half of the year for the Range Riders. And then we'll wrap this thing up with a little bit of Cat Griz football talk as the preseason Big Sky football polls were released over the weekend. All right, let's dive right into those headlines, starting with softball, where the 18U Kalispell Emerald softball team took home co-champion honors at the 2023 Girls State Fastpitch Tournament in Billings, July 9th. The Emeralds shared co-champion honors with the Billings Saints. The Emeralds coach was Sue Allen, and assistants were Danny Ortiz and Dan Allen, while the roster included Allie Kernan, Zoe Allen, Carly Allen, Avery Anderson, Omni Wilhelm, Kristen Terrell, Patience Haller, Kaz Rankowski, Maddie Moultrie, and recently named Montana Gatorade Softball Player of the Year, Ella Farrell. It has been a strong year for the Valley softball scene. Glacier and Columbia Falls took home state championships in their respective classes in high school softball, and now the Emeralds follow that up by being co-state champs. Definitely a correlation there. See a few familiar faces from the softball team who were thriving in the local high school scene and now putting in work for the Emeralds, helping them become co-state champions. So you got to love that. Shout out their coaching staff as well for putting in the work during the summer, hot months to be out there coaching these kids up. But hey, it's worth it, especially being named co-champions. All right, let's move along. A little Legion baseball talk is, believe it or not, time flies. The Legion baseball season is starting to wrap up as the Kalispell AA Lakers season came to an end this past weekend with a loss at the state AA Legion tournament in Missoula to the Bozeman Bucks. The Lakers finished the season 34-23, and head coach Ryan Malman had the following to say about his team this season. The end result doesn't portray the tremendous growth from start to finish and the unity of this team, he said. This group was so much fun. The grind of the season just flew. The support from the Lakers family, friends, fans, and community was fantastic. We had the largest fan base outside of the Mavs. That local support was greatly appreciated by our program and the kids. So like Coach Malman said, it is absolutely awesome to see the local community and all the support they put in to the Legion baseball scene. So kudos to all the athletes, parents, coaches, and supporters involved in creating such a strong presence with the Lakers baseball organization here in the Valley. And shout out the Emeralds for doing the same in the softball scene. So you got to love that. And other Legion baseball news, another strong presence in the Valley baseball community. The Glacier Twins took home the Western A crown with an 11-10 win over another Valley presence, the Mission Valley Mariners, in the West A District Legion Championship Sunday in Polson. The Mariners are 24-15 on the year, while the Twins are 28-9, and both teams will be competing in the state tournament starting this Wednesday for Class A, July 26th. So we'll keep you updated how the Twins and Mariners do out at that tournament. Like I said, it is hard to believe we already hitting that time of year where Legion baseball's wrapping up, and all of a sudden, high school football is going to be starting up. So here we go. I guess the 95 degree on the thermostat says it all, though. We're in late July, early August is coming, and it is hot here in the Valley. So I say it every show, but make sure you're hydrating. I'm all about that. All right, hey, you got to get out, you got to stay active in the heat, but you got to make sure you're taking the precautions. All right. That's your advice from Josh for the day. All right, moving along back to what you want to hear, some sports talk. Let's get to the Glacier Range Riders, who have been rolling as of late. So the Range Riders have been on a tear lately that included an all-time franchise best 10-game winning streak. The win streak started back on July 6th in Billings, where the Range Riders took care of business 15-6 versus the Mustangs. They won their next two games over the Mustangs to complete the series sweep. Then the Riders swept a 6-game home series versus the Idaho Falls Chuckers, at Glacier Bank Ballpark. After back-to-back series sweeps, the Riders' win streak sat at 9 games, and they nailed down win number 10 with a 5-3 home win versus the Billings Mustangs on July 18th before the streak was ultimately snapped the following night in an 8-3 loss to the Mustangs at Glacier Bank Park. Overall, just an exciting stretch of baseball for the Range Riders, franchise best win streak. They're proving to be a real contender in the Pioneer League. The Pioneer League is now in the second half of the season, like I mentioned. The Riders are 34-18 overall, and that is the second most wins in the entire Pioneer League, behind only the Missoula PaddleHeads, whom the Riders trail in the Northern Division of the Pioneer League. So as we move into that home stretch of Pioneer League baseball, the Valley's Pro baseball team looks like they have a great opportunity to build on a strong first half and make a statement over the next weekend as the Missoula PaddleHeads will come to, the next week as the PaddleHeads will come to town at Glacier Bank Park for a 6-game set. So the Range Riders, you've got the top team in the league coming to town. You're number 2 right now. It's a great chance to make a statement. It's going to be a lot of fun for all the Valley baseball fans and everyone in attendance. That is a series that if you want to see some high-quality pro baseball being played right here at the Flathead Valley, you're not going to want to miss that one, because the PaddleHeads have some high-quality talent, and we've seen time and time again what the Range Riders are capable of this year. So these teams are going to be competing, they're going to be loaded, and there's going to be a lot of offensive firepower on the field for both squads. So that'll be a fun one. It starts Tuesday, July 25th, and the series finale is Sunday, July 30th at 1:05 p.m. And then the Raiders, well, almost in football season, the Range Riders are back on the road with back-to-back 3-game series on the road with the Billings Mustangs, and then in Great Falls with the Voyagers. So they'll be back in the Valley August 7th against the Boise Hawks. So, we got a little time to kill, but before the Riders, that series starts up, depending on the day you're watching this, but that Missoula PaddleHeads and Range Riders series starting July the 25th, you won't want to miss. I guess we don't have that much time to kill. It starts tomorrow, so the calendar's flying by. Like I said, I can't believe we're already in late July. Let's talk about a couple Range Riders leaders among the stat categories, some guys who are driving forces in this offense. We'll start with the offense and we'll move to the pitching. Let's start with some offensive numbers, and these stats are as of the Riders off day Monday, July 24th. So here we go. Dean Miller is leading the team with a batting average of a .352 while pacing the team with 18 doubles and 69 hits. Range Riders shortstop Gabe Howell has been a driving force for the Riders offense this season. From the leadoff spot guy at the top of the order, Howell leads the team in the following categories. On base percentage, he sits at .472, walks with 45, stolen bases 21, home runs 11, and runs scored with 59. That is the type of production that you really want out of your leadoff spot at the top of the order. There's a correlation to winning when you have guys like Miller in the middle of the lineup, driving in runs, hitting doubles, batting at a high pace, and then Gabe Howell's an on-base machine. So guys like Miller and the guy we're about to mention, Jackson Raper, the team leader in RBIs, have plenty of opportunities to drive in those runs. Raper is currently sitting at 49 runs batted in to lead the way. So those three are all a major key of a Range Riders offense. There's other names you could throw in there. Benjamin Fitzgerald has been raking. Cruz Taylor had a game recently with 2 home runs in the first inning. One was a grand slam. You don't see that every day. So that's a testament to what the Riders are doing as a team, batting through the order and giving a guy opportunity to hit through twice, the second time with the bases loaded. But Cruz Taylor's been raking. So Gabe Howell, Dean Miller, Jackson Raper, 3 guys who have been driving forces statistically for the Riders on the field. As for the pitchers, Noah Barros has a team-high 5 wins, and Barros is tied with Jonathan Pintaro for a team strikeout lead with 49 strikeouts apiece. Justin Coleman has been clutch out of the bullpen. There was recently a solid feature on Coleman and Mason Dennison from the Interlake's Fritz Neighbor. Go check that out online on the interlake.com. But Justin Coleman has been clutch out of the bullpen. Team-high 5 saves. He struck out 41 in just 25 innings of work. You do the math. That's pretty dang good ratio, while only walking 6 batters. Totes an ERA of 2.81. So overall, safe to say Justin Coleman is a major factor to the Riders' success with his ability to get outs late in games in key situations. Just to solidify my rant here, or to go on a quick rant, solidify my point of how valuable Coleman is. You see a lot of teams in the MLB, they want to build a big power hitting lineup, guys hitting bombs left and right. I'm an Angels fan. You could bring up Ohtani and Trout. A lot of runs scored, but it gets to the back end of the bullpen. you need a couple of guys who can absolutely lock it down if you want to be a real contender. And the Range Riders, they have that kind of guy with Coleman locking it down. I mentioned the Angels because if you're following pro baseball, they've blown a lot of late leads despite having a great closer. But overall, the Riders' bullpen has been an integral part of their success, Coleman being a centerpiece as the closer, team leading with 5 saves. So overall, it's just been an awesome time covering pro baseball here in the Valley. Great time getting out to the action at Glacier Bank Park, and it should be a fun home stretch to finish the season, no doubt about it, with the Riders in contention and fielding one heck of a team. So it's going to be a great stretch to watch some baseball. Let's have, maybe if the temperature would cool down just a few degrees, might be a little more fun sitting in the sun in those day games. But hey, I kind of love it. So hey, it is what it is. Put on your sunscreen, wear a hat, and drink some water. There, I said it already like 3 times on the show. All right. So, great time for pro baseball. One last Range Riders note. Glacier Bank Park has reached the semifinals of a fan vote held by Ballpark Digest to name the best ballparks in the MLB Partner League category, as the Pioneer League is an MLB Partner League. So, out of 32 total teams from across the country, the Riders made their way to the Final Four, and voting to make the championship is live until July 27th at 2 p.m. Very cool to see the Valley represented in a national search, for the best MLB Partner League ballpark. No doubt one of the best atmospheres to take in a game there is. I said earlier in the year on the show, I said, I think Glacier Bank Park might be the best place in the country to take in a ball game, and I admitted I was very biased. But now, hey, the stats back it up, so hey, maybe I'm not crazy. All right, one piece of Cat Griz news, and let's wrap this thing up as the Bobcats landed the top spot in both the coaches and media polls from the Big Sky preseason polls. So the Griz, they came in 3rd and 6th in the polls. The media has the Griz 3rd, the coaches 6th. Whereas, like I said, the Bobcats top spot for both. We're not going to break this down too much. We have some fun stuff coming soon on the Big Sky Now, new show that we're working on. And I'm going to definitely be diving in all this in a couple of weeks. But the big takeaway here is the Bobcats reign supreme to start the season. And the Griz, it's just a little extra motivation when you see your rival from across the state at the top spot. You know they're going to be hungry. So the Griz, they land the 3rd and the 6th spot. Bobcats sweep the top spots. Preseason polls, always take it with a grain of salt. But I think what it really shows is the Bobcats have been a model of consistency in the conference, whereas the Griz, you ask the coaches versus the media, maybe one side of it views them as still rebuilding a little, whereas maybe the media sees the Griz as they're ready to compete right now, and they're going to be a top 3 team and a playoff team. So it's really interesting to see. We'll see who's a little more on point, the coaches or the media, as far as the polls go. Plenty of time to prove all that as the season plays out. And like I said, I'm going to break all that down much more on the Big Sky Now in a future episode. But that is going to do it for this week's Interlake Sports Now. I'm Josh Dugan. Everyone out there watching, thank you as always. Enjoy the rest of your summer. It is hot, but good time to get out. Hopefully, we can stay clear of the fires for a little while. Enjoy this fresh air while we can. Go jump in the lake, go for a run, go throw the football around, whatever it may be. Enjoy it. I'm Josh Dugan. I'm out. Thanks as always, y'all. Today's episode is brought to you by Nomad. Go to the Flathead's best manufacturer. Nomad is a longtime supporter of the local community and sports scene, celebrating 20 years of building great careers in mission-focused custom vehicles. Nomad, a Montana-based company making a global impact. Visit nomadgcs.com for more info. That's nomadgcs.com for more information.